Should we be worried for the Agatha show? Well, let's find out. Alright, so with the upcoming Marvel series from Disney Plus, Agatha All Along, it's going to be the return of Catherine Hahn as Agatha Harkness. And especially with this show, that's going to be evolving and it's going to be dedicated to her and learning about witchcraft and having all these witches by her side. So it's going to be an entire show dedicated to her, especially after we saw her in WandaVision. That's where she was first introduced, especially after that. And now she is getting her own show. And even now today, Marvel Studios has released our very first look at the show, and it's gotten also me and fans worried this could be not a good show, or where the direction it is heading, especially with Marvel Studios with these projects giving every character a Disney Plus show as well. So I'm gonna break down this first look image and tell you guys if we should be worried for the show, and even for what the big picture is going to be for Marvel moving forward. And there's so much more to talk about as well. And so if you're new here, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you miss out any future videos including for this. But now let's talk about it. And now, as we have our first look right here, this is with Agatha and all the other witches by her side, as they are opening up something. I'm probably looking at something in a shed or something that's probably underground or in a basement. And then we see all the witches by her side, and even well these witches and the coven of witches that we're going to see in this show, including for Deborah Jab, who all know as Sharon from WandaVision when she was first introduced. And even if y'all remember from the WandaVision finale, she was trapped under a Wanda spell that keep the entire neighborhood hostage with all those people. She was living a fake life, by having a fake family, and then even though she freed people from her spell, but now she is going to be returning in that show. So I mean, I'm excited to see her in that show as well. And even with all those witches by her side, and even with Jack Shaver, who's going to be the showrunner for the series, it's going to be described as witches in their coven. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see. But even though that we see Agatha Harkness right here, and I mean, even now we haven't gotten our first trailer yet, especially with this first look, and even with the internet's reaction to this, and it's also slightly positive, because even with the fans saying, "Oh, we don't want the show," and that the show is going to be bad, but we haven't gotten our first trailer yet, and even though the show looks pretty good as well, and I'm not sure if my excitement is and hype is towards that type of project, but we'll have to wait and see. But man, even from this first look right here, it does look a little funky. Even for what we could expect from Agatha All Along, and even this, of course, went through so many title changes. For when the show first got announced back in 2021, it was first called Agatha House of Harkness, and then all those other stuff like Agatha Coven of Chaos, the Darkhold Diaries, and man, it went through so many title changes, but then Marvel Studios went with this title, Agatha All Along, and it's based off the iconic song that we heard in WandaVision that was made into the show's main title. And now I think with the show, I think man, this show could head in a good direction for Marvel, exploring about witches and probably related to the Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, and it could lead into a Scarlet Witch project down the road with a Disney Plus special presentation or a series or something like that. But even despite the other shows that Marvel has put out, but even Loki and WandaVision are still one of my top favorite Disney Plus shows of all time. I mean, I love those shows, but even with all those other projects of Disney Plus shows that Marvel has put out, they end up being rushed and having those 6 episodes specifically, or not having great storylines, being those characters being introduced at once and make us care for them. But even with this show overall, it's a type of things not every character that is introduced into the MCU needs a Disney Plus show, which in this case is Agatha Harkness. I mean, of course, I liked her in WandaVision. I thought she was a great character, but even with it having her own show titled Agatha All Along, I mean, I don't know if it's my concern or something that the fans need, but I think it's going to be quite interesting to explore all the witches and its witchcraft, where Agatha Harkness came from, and plus it's coming out September 18th with its first 2 episodes. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Marvel could put out a good show with this, but I'm not expressing any so much hype and excitement for the show. And I don't know. It's gonna be a worry, but I think. I'm more excited for those other ones. But even with the show, it's been in development for so many years, and now that that's coming out this year, I think that this could have us worried. And on top of that, if y'all remember, a year ago, a report from Daniel RBK that has said that a Witches Road special will be after Agatha All Along, so it will be served as a prequel. And so even after that show, it's going to be the Witches Road, a special presentation for Disney Plus. It's going to explore the origin of witches and all who have entered there. And it's rumored to be bringing back Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch, and to be having a rumored cameo from Mephisto, even though with all those theories going around. But even though there's going to be a project after Agatha All Along, but I don't know if I have interest in Agatha All Along in the Agatha show, but I'm curious to see what's in store for it, and even with the Witches Road, but that I am curious to check out if it's going to be any good, if it's going to be exploring the origin story of witches in the MCU, but hey, we'll have to wait and see for that. And so, to kind of wrap it all up with our first look at that we have here for the Agatha show coming to Disney Plus, and I don't know if I have expressed so much hype or excitement, but I'm definitely interested and curious for what the show is going to serve, if it's actually going to be good, and even if the characters, the witches that we have here in this first look are going to be interesting enough for us to be hooked on with these characters that are probably going to be explored later down the road. And even if it's going to lead into another project like I just mentioned, the Witches Road as a Disney Plus special presentation with the origin story of witches. But a lot is going to be happening in the Agatha show that's going to be setting up so much. And I don't know, I'm curious to see what the show has in store. And it's rumored, I think we'll be getting a trailer for this at the San Diego Comic-Con this summer. So I'm curious to see what the show will be like as well. But that's going to do it for this video. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And what your thoughts on this first look. And are you looking forward to the Agatha show coming to Disney Plus? I'm curious your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn the notification bell for future videos. Also follow all my social medias, all of which are linked down below, including my Patreon. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.